Oh my gosh. Hello.
Hey,
How are you guys doing?
hi everyone. It's been long time, long
It
time.
it has. It has. But we are
We're back.
so excited to be here. So excited to be here. We're going to give you guys a chance to get on. We didn't do our like 24-hour like drop for the link. So hopefully you guys can find us okay. We're on Facebook right now live. We're also on YouTube. And tonight's going to be a very cool chat. We're having the founder of Women Rock Wings on. Hence the tea, hence the tea. Her name is Megan, and she'll be joining us in just a little bit. But we wanted to take some time to allow for people to jump on the live and just kind of catch up with you guys before we start the conversation. So we do have comments rolling. We have comments rolling live. So if you have any questions, feel free to throw them in the comments. We'll address them during the chat.
So I hope everyone's doing well. And I know here in the Virginia area, the weather is nasty. Hmm. But hopefully everyone is enjoying their Wednesday.
Yeah. I normally don't go live on Instagram, but since it's our first Mommas with Commas chat, since we've done it in a while, has been a couple of years. I think it's been a couple of years. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So cheers, we're back.
We're back. A
You guys
lot of
can
good
join us.
things.
I'm not going to stay on the Instagram live long. I just wanted to come on long enough to say, hey, what's up? Let you guys know that we are live again, and we have a great conversation tonight. We're going to talk with the founder of Women Rock Wings. So join us. Join us on YouTube or Facebook, Mommas with Commas. Mommas with Commas. How y'all doing? The chat tonight will be about aviation, motherhood, and just taking life to the next level because you know how we do. So thank you so much for joining us. Um, we're going to start the conversation in just a little bit. We would like to invite you guys to go over to Women Rock Wings and follow that page. Also, if you're interested in following us at Mommas with Commas, we're on Instagram. You can follow us there as well. How are y'all doing? It's hump day.
Yeah.
Tis hump day.
Happy Wednesday. We're halfway through the week, everyone. I can't wait till Friday. I don't know about you guys, but I'm ready for Friday.
Hi. Oh, my friend is my bestie. What's up, Heck? I love you.
Hi, Heck.
Yes. Thanks for popping in. I appreciate you so much. So, man, it's like trying to get back into the swing of things. It's like, okay, let's get the groove going. I got the wine. I'm like,
I know. I have
up,
my.
toast it
I
up.
don't have the wine glass, but I got. So
Let's
this
get
is this is the mommy cup. Okay. So if you ever go to like any type of event, soccer game, basket, and you see mommies with this is mommy juice. Okay.
Yes,
All right.
the discreet. Keep it discreet.
Yes.
So yes, my mom is on. We're happy to be back too. Like it's been a while. And it's been so much going on. But we do invite you guys to go back. We have conversations on YouTube about so many different topics from I don't know, from health, wellness, getting money, like investing,
Yeah. Credits.
pregnancy,
Credit.
credit,
Buying a home.
eating well. It's just so many different topics that we've talked about over the years that have just been like amazing. So definitely, if you're interested, go back and check out some of those chats and let us know um, how they make you feel. If you have any questions. We're also looking to do more. So if you're interested in coming on and chatting with us, talking about your business, big things, let us know. We'll be happy to arrange that as well.
For sure, for sure. We like to support our community. So if you guys have some great things going on, especially giving back or, working with the kids or anything of that nature, we would love to shed some light on that. So just let us know.
Absolutely. let us know. So the first thing that we kind of want to, I don't know, like, should we just jump right into it? I mean,
Let's
let
just
me
jump in.
pop this up.
This is
Let me
yes.
pop this word up here real quick. Let me pop this word up. This word has been like circling around, in life, the word abundance, right? So
Mhm.
a lot of us, you know, we out here, we grinding, we trying to get it and do the best and do the right thing, but always remember what you deserve and what your worth is. You know what I'm saying? So prayer of abundance is always like should be in your tool belt. You want the most. You want the most out of life. Life is short, right? So you
Mhm.
want the most out of life. Live life to the fullest every day. Every day. So abundance is something that we're meditating on. It's something that we're putting, into existence every single day. And we love it. We love the blessings, blessings on blessings,
Blessings upon blessings.
right? Putting in that
Mhm.
action work, not just talking, but actually putting in that action work as well. So, how have you been, Nicola? Like, what's been good?
I've been good. I mean, I can't complain. Talking about abundance, been blessed with abundance and humbling and receiving the abundance because sometimes our ego gets in the way and blocks that and
Ooh,
from blocks it from coming towards us because we want to be independent and do everything on our own. We don't need no help. We don't need your help. So
oh,
all the time, right?
right,
So
right.
just being in this moment, enjoying the abundance of opportunity that has come this way. I mean, it's just exciting. It's just so much good energy. So I
Yes,
am living in this moment, and
yes.
I'm excited. And so, what about you? You now you have a lot of things going on too. So what's up, Toy? What's been going on?
Yeah, well, I'm gonna just go off of what you said just then, right? So I
Mhm,
love how you said, a lot of times we think that we can do things on our own, and a lot of things we can do on our own, but a lot of times, we're here on this planet to work in unison with each other, with universe, right?
mhm.
So right now, I was just talking to Megan, who's coming. We're gonna bring her on in just a little bit. I don't know. I just feel like it's just this like energy is just moving amongst people right now. Like it's just bouncing the way that it needs to bounce off of who it needs to bounce off of in order to get things going. And I'm loving it. Like I'm loving seeing it. I'm loving, people's attitudes towards support, success, help, education. Like we all need that in our life. We cannot do this thing by ourselves. And it don't make no sense to keep doing things repetitively over and over when other people can step in and help you. So that was just such a great point. Yeah, dude, like I got so much going on, like my most exciting thing was just this week on Juneteenth, I plan to fly um, a plane that I've been wanting to fly since I've even started aviation, since I started my pilot journey. So it was a dream come true. It was an amazing experience. Big shout out to Icon in Tampa. You guys were amazing. Y'all hosted me, and it was just fantastic, from the swag bag to the educational piece to actually flying the plane. And it was just like, I'll never forget it. The trainer was amazing. The office team was amazing, and I can't wait to link up with you guys and work with you guys in the future. It was like it was amazing. Like I had an awesome time.
I just want to piggyback off that. Toy is an amazing pilot. That's all I got to say.
Thank
Everyone that goes and shares that experience with her feels comfortable. They're okay. Like they are. It's an amazing experience, and I'm blessed to be able to share that with Toy because
you.
it's just something that it's amazing experience to experience, just to be in the building, like be out there on the runway, look at the planes, actually look in the plane, watch you take off, watch you land, all of those things is just very exciting. So I'm so happy and proud of
Yes, thank you so much. It makes my day, like, when I'm in the grind and in the zone and doing training, it can get kind of mundane, and some days it's very scary. It can
Mhm.
be nerve wracking. There's a lot involved, and I get so much joy out of the moments that you guys see on social media because I don't share everything. You know what I'm saying? I love to share the moments that I get to spend with my family and my friends when I'm in the air. I hope that it's inspirational and motivating, and just know that I'm getting so much joy out of it. I absolutely love it.
I'm
And
getting joy out of watching you.
thank you so much.
And
And right
yes,
now, I like
Jessica.
the blessing has been my dog Bricks. I don't know, like Bricks. She was a baby the last time I did this, and right now she's like, "What are you doing?" Like, she's
What is
making
going
noises.
on?
So hopefully, she isn't too disruptive. But
Jessica said Black Girl Magic. Yes, Black Girl
yes, and we're
Magic.
able to share it with other women and other young girls. So when I bring Megan on, we'll have like so much more to talk about on that note. So that's super exciting. Other than aviation and flying, you guys know, or some of you guys know, that I am also an esthetician and I've been in spa management for a really long time. I'm currently living in Orlando, so right now I'm back in the spa. I'm like in treatment rooms doing services, and I absolutely love it. If you're in Orlando at any point in time, or if you would like, for me to travel to you, I do that as well. I would be happy to take care of your skin. Like, I absolutely love it. I'm glad I'm back in the treatment room. I don't know how long I'll be doing this, so take advantage. If y'all are here, I'll definitely take care of you. And yeah, so that's the other dope thing that's going on right now. So super excited. Yes. Well, let's bring Megan on. I'm gonna bring Megan in, and I'm gonna stop the live on IG. You guys can join us again on Facebook or YouTube. We're actually live right now. If you can't right now, go back and watch it later on. It'll be recorded and reposted. Thank you for checking us out. Okay, I'm just ending that one real quick, and I'm gonna share it in just a second. Okay, yay! All right, Megan, bringing you on, girl. All right, hi. I can't hear you now. Let's see if we can get the audio. Are you muted?
We
We're
can't hear
having just a little bit of problems hearing.
we can't
Yeah,
hear.
we did a test run earlier today, and everything was all good. So we're gonna make sure we can get her to where she's
Sign back in.
yeah, she's gonna sign back in. She's gonna sign out and sign back in, and then she should be good to go. So we dealt with abundance. We dealt with, oh, let's talk about this real quick while we waiting for. Ooh, you want to elaborate on that one?
Um,
You go ahead. That was you go.
so I'm real big on energy, and feeling people's energy in the room. I mean, I don't even have to talk. Walk in the room, and if I can feel it, I can feel, what they say, the fakeness in the room. So I think, the more and more, as time goes on in your journey, if you trust people's energies more than the words that come out of their mouth, you would be in better shape because what they say and how they do is two different things. So you want to make sure that their energy aligns with your energy, and making sure that it aligns so that you're able to receive the abundance of
Right.
opportunities that you deserve. Because if you're around people who have effed up energy
Oof.
and they are very envious of what you have and then jealous of you and things of that nature, it can definitely be a downfall for you. And it could block
Yep.
blessings and opportunity for you. So,
Absolutely.
just keep that in mind. Just keep that in mind. Trust people's energy and not their words, because they can say one thing and despise you on the inside.
Absolutely. And it's like catastrophic. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could be sharing like your heart. You know what I'm saying? You could be
Yep.
sharing things that are like so near and dear to you, and they're like smiling, and giving you the thumbs up and stuff like that, and just like so ready to take you out. just ready to
So
take
ready.
you out. And and sometimes you could feel it. Like you could
Yes.
feel it, and you test it and you play with it. Like you play with it a little bit too much. I like that right now, the boundaries thing, some of it's taken a little out of context, I truly think, but I really think that it's like being talked about right now. It's very important to understand how to just kind of set your boundaries up. I don't think you need to set boundaries up to block people out, but I think you need to set boundaries, your personal boundaries up, so that people can understand you as a person, and
Mm-hmm.
what you're willing to deal with, what you're willing
Right.
to take, so that you can be operational in life and functional functionable in life. I mean, it's hard taking one step forward and 25 steps back because people keep pulling the rug from up under your feet. So,
Yeah.
get that foundation together, be very understanding about who is in your circle, but like Shaniqua said, the energy above all is right now, at this day and age, at this time, is the most important thing. Hi, Berlin. Thank you so much for joining us.
And you know what? One thing is trust your
Hey,
gut.
Jessica.
Trust your gut for
Trust your
sure.
gut. That gut will speak to you. Your stomach will be in
If
knots.
something doesn't feel
Uh,
right, if that person's giving
mhm,
you, if you're feeling it, trust it. It is truthful. I'm telling you.
100%.
Um, because if that's your intuition, it's telling you, and people will they will prey on your downfall too. So you have to be careful with folks that they say, yeah, I'm going to pray for you and things of that nature, because not everybody's really praying for you to succeed. So
Succeed. They'll
trust
be
that.
you'll share with them. They'll be like, I'm gonna pray for you and just for your downfall. And
And
maybe
they
they
pray
don't
for you
even
not
know
to
they're
do it.
praying for your downfall because they're not in tune with their own energy. You know what I'm saying? Like some
Hmm.
people are not in tune with their own energy. They don't even know that they're talking and trying to connect with people, but they got bad energy inside of them that hasn't been resolved, and it's just all over, spreading all over the place. So anyway, so just be careful about that. We real big on that, and I think the best method of protection is just to have your foundation kind of like squared away, and be careful with the things that you share with people, the timing and that sort of
Hmm.
thing of when you share things. So
Exactly.
I'm really big on social media. I've always loved to like create stories, even like back in the day when like it wasn't social media and I could sit on the computer and like piece videos together. Like I always loved kind of like putting my life into a video story or an audio story and sharing it with people. And, I'm just learning as I get older, and with some of the things that you get into as you get older, it's kind of like it's a timing thing. It's a time when to share with others, and to understand why you're sharing certain things with others. So that's huge, and I love that you wanted to bring that up today. It's excellent. Let's try Megan again. Boom,
Yay!
boom,
Hi.
boom.
Can you hear me
Yay! How are
Yay.
now?
you?
Okay. I said, oh my gosh, this is gonna not be cool. So
No, we're
if you
good.
hear Mamas with Commas, he wasn't stopping. So here I am with the 6 month old.
You're
Listen,
fine.
this is
So
this is what it's about right
this is
here.
what it's about. Absolutely. Absolutely. So I'm going to introduce you real quick and then let you
Yes.
introduce yourself and what you got going on.
Yes.
So this is like an esteemed honor, right? So we have
Don't make me blush.
Megan H on. She is the founder. She is the brain power. She is the aviator. She is the military. Like, yo, she is everything behind Women Rock Wings. And she honestly, like, besides my immediate family and friends, like Megan's organization was the first organization that supported me when I came into aviation. And when I was sitting there, watching those videos, and I did not understand anything. Like I didn't know what I was looking at because I never seen
Don't
anything
feel bad. I didn't either.
before. Megan, like your words of encouragement, the name Women Rock Wings. I told you that name alone just gave me so much power and inspiration. And I still have the gift that you sent me,
Oh my
girl.
God.
Like I was like, it's gonna be sitting in the chat tonight. Like, thank you so much.
Thank you. Oh my
Thank you
gosh.
so
How
much
do you
for
come
what you
behind? It's like going to
I
church
know.
and they have the intro. You like, what do I say? It's like, what did I say?
Nah, you know what to say. It's your turn now. So I gave you a nice little intro, so you can take it from
No,
here.
thank you. I don't listen. I don't have to talk no more. It's like you done gave the word. No, no, thank you. I really do appreciate the consistent support. I think ultimately the community is really what fueled the page because that's how it was just the support of everyone, like all the women saying, yeah, we want to talk, we want to help one another. And that's what like started that was the inspiration, was to connect women. And because of COVID, we all couldn't talk and things of that nature. So the small group of women that I did know that flew at the time, it was just like really to kind of encourage us and champion us. And you honestly described the word, like the phrase better than I did, because a lot of people didn't realize, like, yes, when it first came out, that it was a phrase of empowerment. Women rock wings, like we rock what we do. We're awesome in whatever sphere we're in. Obviously, this is a testament right now to aviation, but it's really that no matter what we do, we are amazing. And that's where I'll start with.
Touche. I agree 100%. So Megan, she kept it on the DL for like probably her whole pregnancy. I don't even like, she just popped out and was like, yo, I had a baby. Like, here's a picture of your nephew. And I was like, he's gorgeous.
Only because it's obviously live and other people. I'm not like putting him on camera. Nico, you'll see him later. But it's yeah, that's kind of how I handled my pregnancy, because it was a very private moment for me. And as women in a space, and I can say this out loud now because I've dealt with it, and you're gonna see his back. I can't help it. I've dealt with it is because, sorry, I know. Listen, and this is how I'm handling being a mother, because I know that's going to be a question. He is hungry. He's hungry. That's why. He doesn't want to talk to me. He's very cute and normally not this fussy. But as you know, life doesn't happen the way it should all the time.
It is all good.
And he is very hungry. So, can I be heard and not seen at the same time?
Absolutely. We can
pause. Okay, give me 1 second to adjust.
All right.
Y'all can edit this out.
No, that's all good.
No, it's okay.
So her baby, her new mama, and we love it, and it is all good. So we're gonna let baby.
I'm gonna like shift the camera. Okay, can you kind of see me?
Yeah.
All right, so you're gonna kind of see me. All right, so this is what being a mother is about, right?
It's Mommas With Commas, girl. We did all.
Multitasking. It just got real raw, so obviously I'm feeding him. But I handled it because I had suffered loss before. And I didn't want to, God forbid that were to happen again. I didn't want to have to explain it to as many people that that's what happened. So I maybe I don't know if I became too extreme, but I definitely became exceptionally insular during my pregnancy. I did still do a lot of different things, but there were plenty of things that I just stayed to myself. I could say a lot. I reached out some, but I also had a difficult pregnancy. So it wasn't something that I could really do and attest to one of those, I couldn't do much anyway. I actually developed carpal tunnel while I was pregnant. And so I couldn't fly. So that kind of like was honestly discouraging. And I really feel like if you've ever seen me not coordinated, this is the most I've never not been coordinated in my life. And so I have really been, now that like, and as soon as I had him, like the carpal tunnel went away, which is crazy. But I think that we don't take the time, now that I've actually have gone through a full pregnancy, I can see, and I've always been empathetic because I am a woman and I know what it's like to have all these hats and have all these roles and have to, like, you're expected to just always pop back immediately. You know what I mean? No one really understands, even other women, like we don't give each other, I don't think, enough grace in these spaces.
Yes.
And the expectations that were kind of thrown on me during the time that I was pregnant, I really I chose to, after a while, just shut down, because people were still trying like to force me to do stuff and I wasn't ready. And so I said to them, I said no, that whatchamacallit, I said that I couldn't do anything anymore. I said no. I started saying no. Like, people didn't understand or didn't want to understand that it was hard for me to drive far, or that I was exhausted. You know what I mean? And I've never had those experiences physically myself. So I just said no, honestly, and I had
That's
to.
that's those boundaries that we're talking about.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You didn't shut people out of your life. You just
No.
Right.
stated what you could and could not do and what you
Exactly.
would and would not do.
And if
So
they didn't, and at first I felt guilty, I can't lie, which we
yeah,
often
we all
do.
do. Mhm.
But I couldn't keep feeling guilty and keep my health at the same time. So, and not just like my mental health, my physical health. I like, at the time, I was like transient, living between two different states, and like a lot of times my family would want me to drive all the way up to visit, but they wouldn't come see me.
Oh, we
And
know.
so
Shaniqua,
Know about that. We know all about that.
I'm like, I'm tired, I'm exhausted. And I
yeah,
remember traveling one time to see them, and I literally had to sleep at a rest stop, like less than halfway into the drive, which was exceptionally, obviously, uncomfortable. And so I literally just said, after that experience, I said no. I
yeah,
said, I'm not doing this anymore. And whether you like it or not, you're just going to have to accept that that's your problem. And I started taking like far better care of myself. It wasn't easy,
I know.
and it wasn't. It wasn't. It was honestly one of the most difficult seasons in my life. And it's so funny that you spoke about boundaries earlier. And I had to I had to reestablish some boundaries. And I would say that as people look at those things, because sometimes they take that word out of context, I would say it's okay to re-engage adjusting them.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. You don't have to be ugly. You just
No.
firm. You
Yeah,
just firm, and you just feel you're firm and confident, so that you
exactly.
can function in the life that you live, and invite
Exactly.
them in. So
Exactly.
yeah,
If your family and friends truly love you, they will understand, and they would give you, and they will respect those boundaries, and be more considerate to you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And mind you, you're the person going through this thing, and how could they not be, considerate of you? And that tells you a lot about a person and how they view their relationship with you. As someone actually stopped speaking to me during this portion of time, because they found out that I was pregnant through another close friend or family member, not on purpose, but they found out, and then after that, they stopped talking to me because I didn't tell them
they'll be
prior to
okay.
myself being ready. And
Yeah,
so
no, they'll
I'm
be
sorry, go
fine.
ahead.
No, they'll be fine. And I
Let's
commend
get
you.
over
And
it.
I just want to stop and say that we understand what is going on right now. If you
Yeah.
need to
So
pause,
yes.
completely do what you need to do. If you need to, like, whatever you need to do, we're here. You know what I'm saying? I know we got some things we want to definitely let the people know
Oh, we
about.
can cover
But
them. It's just funny because, everything was like planned. And
I
so
know
I came all the way to family's house so he could be watched, and he is doing something he doesn't generally.
that's okay. That's how it is. And we were talking about our dogs last night, and Bricks was acting out. PJ snuck in here, and like she's in his room right now. So I'm like, why are you acting like this? Like, why
I
you?
said, it's so funny that all of these things are like happening,
Happening.
and I'm like, so I could have just stayed, and that's part of being a woman too.
That's it. But we just adjust.
Oh my
We just adjust.
god.
A lot of the time, Megan, we will be on these conversations
Yeah.
sometimes for like an hour or an hour and a half. Like we'll
Yeah.
look and we're like, oh my gosh, it's been so I know we have, specific time. So let's get
Oh,
our
no, I'm
questions.
fine.
You
Yeah,
good?
let's get our
All right,
questions out.
girl.
But you could definitely, when you edit it, you could totally see the live. People caught the raw feed.
We'll have the live. So you guys are getting the live right now. Then
The
we'll have
non-edited.
the
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 non-edited
non-edited version.
Oh my gosh.
Feel happy to be a part of this live moment right now.
Yes.
So let's jump right into
Yes.
it. We talked about Women Rock Wings and what that program is all about.
Yes.
It's absolutely amazing. It's a diverse program. I want to let everybody know that off rip too. It's not just all about the black and the brown girls. And Megan does an amazing job with inviting everybody into her space. And I absolutely love that. I love repping the brown girls that fly, the black girls that fly, because it's like such a crazy thing. You don't see it a lot. You don't see it all the time, but women in general, as an aviator, as a pilot, you really don't see it.
Yeah.
So I love your program because it just has so many different types of women that's involved, so many different ages. She has Megan has an ambassador program, and there's a lady that's a part of it from New Zealand that we met all of us met together on a chat, and she was like in New Zealand, and it was like we were like, we're coming to visit you, and she was like, please do anytime.
And we're
like,
like,
no, we're
man,
serious.
we're really coming.
We're coming to New Zealand to see you, like for real. Like, what's the closest airport, right?
Yes.
So I love that. I love that networking. I love that connection. Neek was always down to travel too. So it's like, this is just like an amazing thing. Yeah. Let me start off with the question that a lot of people like to ask. Okay. Yes. It is so funny. Do you actually fly planes?
Yes, I do.
And what got you to flying planes? Like, what's your story?
My story, the most succinct version is I enlisted in the Air Force as an aircraft electrician initially. So that's kind of what started my path in aviation. And then I changed careers to become a chaplain, actually. So that's what I do now. But while I was a chaplain, I met my current mentor, well, one of my mentors, because of course you should have a few, right? And he's a pilot for United, and he also is an aircraft commander for C-130s in the Air Force. And he met me, and we got to talking, and he found out about my background as an aircraft electrician. And he said, "Have you ever thought about flying?" And that was the question that sparked it all. And I said to him, I was like, no, because we don't see each other. And it was my first time, even though I used to fix planes for almost a decade, I had never seen a currently serving Black pilot.
Wait a minute, say that again. How long? You said a decade? You ain't see it? Wait a minute, what happened? Wait a second.
First of all, I'm giving out my age now.
She's speaking facts right now.
Like almost a decade of me being out there, getting planes up and down and fixing all different types of things. And I had never seen a Black pilot, period, that was currently serving. I had met, of course, the Honorable Tuskegee Airmen. I had met a couple by then, which is always a privilege, right? But as far as because it shows the gap. It shows the disparity, right? You know how long ago that was. And to have the career I had where I'm literally on planes I'm 5 days a week, 6 days a week. This is what I'm doing. And I don't see a Black pilot, male or female.
Wow.
And the funny thing is, you don't think about it in a way because it's not something that we're taught that we are. And we know it happens, but it's kind of like how people see biblical people as these imaginary figures, right?
Oh, yes.
So that's the same way with Black historical figures. They're real, but they're distant.
Yeah.
And so the Tuskegee Airmen, while very real, very distant.
Right.
And so it was shocking to me that all these years later, in a role of a chaplain, not even on the flight line anymore, that I finally met several Black pilots, male and female. Thank God. I met my first Black female pilot too. That summer, that was my first Black female pilot.
Wow.
Is she Lieutenant Colonel now? I don't want to say her wrong. rank wrong, but she was the first Black female pilot, I believe, in the Mississippi Guard, if I'm not incorrect.
Wow.
And she and I took a picture because I was the first Black female chaplain she had ever met,
Okay.
which is also very rare.
Yes.
If a lot of people don't know that, like, we're very like slim to none. So it was interesting. We both took a picture with each other, very excited about the encounter.
Yes.
So in this atmosphere, I was asked that question, and he held me to the wire too. He
Yes.
said, "I want you to try it. Go on a discovery flight." And
Yes.
I said, "Okay." So I'm like,
Yeah.
"Why not?" You know, I'm like, "You told." I'm like, "Let's do it." You know. And so I went on a discovery flight and fell in love. Like I always
Yes.
tell people, you're either gonna be really petrified or you're really gonna like it.
Yeah. I was both.
You
I
were
ain't go
both.
front.
You could be both. No, you could
I
be
didn't
both too.
even look out the window. I was like this.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I was all in it, just looking. I was so amazed. I was nervous, like right when we were about to take off. But the funny thing is, you take off so fast. I was like, "Oh, we're off the ground already."
So
I didn't
smoothly.
have time to like go back. And
Yeah.
so I'm like, "Well, we off the ground now, and the only
Yep.
way to get down is the
Ain't no
land."
going back. Gotta land it. Yes, girl.
So like, I remember just really enjoying the view
Yes.
and the feeling of figuring out how to be up here.
Yeah.
And it was with that I said, "Oh, I have to do this.
Yes.
I have to do it."
Have to.
Yeah, it was like, oh, no question. So obviously I've had like an up and down journey with finishing my license, but in between all of that, this organization was birthed. So
And it is a
don't
blessing.
yeah, I don't regret it at all, because I wouldn't have had time to even think about it had it not gone the way it's been going. So yeah, I do
This
fly.
is the journey. This is the journey. This
Exactly.
is it.
And
I'm gonna
comparison
go.
is the thief of joy. So
Yes.
that's another story, but go ahead. Yes.
No, I'm gonna say, because we talked for a while. We've been
Yeah.
talking for a while in the past
Absolutely.
week, and I just wanted to also let everybody know on the chat that when Megan says she's the first Black female chaplain and how rare it is, like, she shared some really funny stories with me, some really inspiring stories with me. But I told her like a couple of nights ago just how inspired I am by her bravery and her boldness.
Thank
You
you.
know, to walk into, to be in your car, you know, and be in your own world, and you may be dressed the part, but to actually step out of the car and have to walk in the building and knowing what you're getting ready to walk into, you know, whether it's a room full of the opposite sex, the opposite, you know, race, you know, just the opposite energy, period. It can be very scary.
Yeah.
And it can be very foreign, even in a world that you know what I'm saying? And I commend you, like,
Thank you.
100% for being able to break through those barriers and
Thank
just
you.
show up and show out, like,
Thank you.
amazing.
Listen, the funny thing is, like, in my life plan, right? None of this was a
It's all good. Like, you're doing it.
Like, be able to adjust. I'll say that quickly. Like, when I was younger, I wanted to be a judge. Obviously I'm not a judge. I know, huge difference. I'm nowhere near there, but I will say that as far as like being the first Black female chaplain that she saw, what, like, moments like that always amaze me, because I'm like, me, you know, or like being the second Black female chaplain my wing has ever had. And it's very interesting to me that I am, because I'm like, why? It's crazy. Women weren't even accepted as chaplains in the Air Force until like the 1970s. Wow. And it's not something people really think about. I know it's not aviation, but it's like you said, walking into these rooms where oftentimes I'm the only Black person, or I'm the only female, or both. Yeah. And it is, when I graduated from technical training as an aircraft electrician, I was both, you know, at 20, 21. And you know, you're not really thinking about it as much, but you're trying to navigate this world and just be yourself. But honestly, yourself is like, you walk into these rooms and you're very, most of the time, reminded that you are a Black woman, you know?
Yeah.
So when I first became an officer, even like being a chaplain, but to become a Black officer, I don't know if the percentage has changed. I haven't recently looked at the stats, but about a couple of years ago, only 6% of officers were Black in the Air Force.
Wow.
And it is one of those things where you consistently see the gaps in between the like entry level officers, and then you have like your general officers, right? And which are like generals, like lieutenant general, major general, brigadier general, general. Those are the four general officers, and very, very, very few of us make it to that tier. A lot of us just leave because we're tired, not because we're not capable, but we're tired and you're not groomed for it. You know,
Wow.
they identify you pretty early. They'll say, we want this person, or this person should be on this track. And a lot of times they're not doing that with Megan, you know,
Wow.
or, you know what I mean, or Raheem.
Right.
You know
Right.
what I mean? They're doing that with John. And
Right.
that's a honest conversation. And
I
so
love
they,
that conversation.
oh,
It circles back to
scared of
where
it.
we kind of started with laying your own foundation, because sometimes that energy is not for you. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? So you kind of find your own path. And I wouldn't even necessarily call it giving up, but
Yeah,
just being able to recreate and rebirth something new if you don't want to go in that direction, or if that direction
absolutely.
just does not work out for you. You can still
Absolutely.
have a very viable legacy
Yes.
that is worth sharing with the world. And that's what I think of when I think of you. Like, you've created such an amazing legacy, and the story has just begun.
Oh,
Like,
yeah. Let's
now
go.
it's time to get ready to just share the
Listen,
story with everybody.
listen, I agree. And like,
With
I know we're shifting the question real quick, but to say this, I had that conversation with myself because I had certain career goals, you know what I mean, initially. And now that I, I've had certain experiences, and this is even prior to my son being born, now that he's here, he kind of was like that cherry on top. But like you said, you can still have a meaningful career and legacy, but in a different capacity. So now, how I view it as my career is ending, because I've now been in for almost 18 years, and I know I no longer have the desire to even like go to a certain rank anymore. And but I feel like because of my experience and because of my presence, that someone that looks like me will, right, do that. And I want them to, but my time is ending, and it's a season that's ending, and I'm grateful. And how I've come to look at it is I'm taking my gifts somewhere else they can be used.
right.
So let's go ahead and segue into Nico's question, because this
Yes.
would be perfect.
Yes.
So I just wanted, before we get in, I just wanted to say, to piggyback off what you're saying, I love the fact that you're creating what is not there that is aligned for you. And what happens is that sometimes it's not like you said giving up. It's just that there's not a lane for us in that capacity. So we have to create it in order to sit at that table. We have to create our whole table. You know what
Exactly.
I mean?
Because why eat
The
with people who
linens.
don't want to eat with you?
Yes.
Exactly. You know, but then once you create it, then they want to come.
Oh, of course.
You
They'll
know,
circle
they want
back.
to come.
We make better cornbread.
I love that. That is like a t-shirt. We make better cornbread.
I like that. I do.
Yo,
Yes, we
money
do.
maker.
Yeah.
Money maker.
Occasionally.
I wanted to ask because it was very intriguing when I went to the Women's Rock Wings website, and I saw the incentives that you have
Yeah.
for the Rockstar Rep program
Yeah.
and the Aviation Day. Aviation Day was awesome. I love that
Oh,
one. That's
thank
my
you.
favorite.
That was one of my
Um,
faves. Yeah.
and then also grants and for our military. So
Yes.
if you want to just maybe touch just a little bit on those incentives and what's that about?
So our foundation, finally, so Women Rock Wings, obviously is a profit industry. However, our philanthropic leg, Women Rock Wings Foundation, just stood up, and obviously Toy is a rockstar ambassador, which I'm so
Yes,
grateful
I
for.
love it.
Which is
Oh my God.
it's like the program just started this year. Like we moving through it. I appreciate them so much for their encouragement and their patience. But the org, where you talking about all incentives, so grants obviously was something that was very important to me because I knew everybody didn't have the benefit of a GI Bill like I did. And obviously I earned my GI Bill, blood, sweat, tears, and time.
Right.
But aviation is heck expensive. And it's that's the disparity that keeps a lot of us out, a lot of women out. And because obviously a lot of times we earn less than men, even if we're doing the same job.
Right.
And so, those are the ways that it equals up in real life. So you don't see it necessarily like, right, 70 something cents for a dollar, but then that 70 something cents comes out in the fact that you can't pay for your training.
Yes.
Right.
Because it's too expensive.
Right.
And so, to kind of close that gap, I asked my mom, and my mom is always like, just do it. So like,
that's awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah, no, she's like, I get that from her and my grandmother. So I said, Mommy, I really want to do a grant. I don't know if I can do it. And she said, Megan, just try. Let's see what happens. So our very first grant was really just my friends and some family members. And I just threw out a link and I said, let's do it. And $2,000 in 2 days. And I couldn't believe it. I said, oh, crap. And she said, see, I told you.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Exactly.
Abundance.
Grant program. That's literally how our grant program started. And
that's amazing.
That's awesome.
Girl, I'm so grateful, and it's still growing. And so far, we've given 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 grants already now.
Okay.
So it's been awesome.
Congratulations. That's
thank
amazing.
you. Thank God for everybody that gives. I'm so grateful. And our most recent grant was Sasha Watson, which falls into our foreign military program. She was the first recipient of the Davis McGill grant, which is in honor of my uncle, Nathaniel Davis Jr., who I loved very, very much. I was very close to. He's a prior Marine and served in Vietnam. And then my COO, Brittany, her dad also served in was Army. He's still living though. And we did it in honor of them in their service. That's where the name came from. But it goes to a female who is currently in AMT training, aircraft maintenance technician, any level of aircraft maintenance technician training. And it goes towards, and they have to be military, transitioning, meaning leaving active duty or currently serving guard or reservist or veteran. Those are the people that are eligible, and they apply. And we just gave that first grant within that program out this year, and we're very, very proud of it. And we're excited for it to grow, and that's our grants program. And then we have flight grants for just women, not military. It doesn't matter if they're military or not, to do, just to apply for those. And those will be coming back out soon. So we're excited for that. And then let's see, you said Aviation Day, which was a favorite. So what Aviation Day is basically we take different women from different fields in aviation, and we have them come out to an air park, and they talk to the girls and tell them about their careers, and they get to pre-flight a plane and make sure, pre-flight basically, for people who don't know, is like you walk around the plane to make sure if it's safe for flying before you take off. And it's considered, I would say, a level of preventative maintenance. And so you can do preventative maintenance at the time, but it's care and concern, because sometimes when you first start flying, you're like, well, I gotta do this. But then when you start walking around, you're like, oh crap, the tread on the tire is low, and that could prevent you from literally landing improperly and your nose carrying crashing. So you know what I mean? It's really they get to see how important that is, have that experience. And dependent on whether they would do, if long as we can work something out, discovery flights. So we haven't had one in about a year or two, but we're bringing it back next year. It's in the works. We're so excited. We're finally going to be partnering with, so we're not going to talk about it yet because it's not fully committed, but Toya and I will be talking offline so we can get it back up and going. So we're very excited about it. And then our Rockstar Rep program, which was something that was important to me because we take the time to travel with women through their training. So they can apply yearly, and sometimes we keep the same ones on, but we'll do new ones, generally like 10 to 12 women. That's the goal. Right now we're at 5. But we basically follow them through their training. They get apparel too, but what's different is they have a higher level of commitment because they have grants geared toward them. So they have to do 4 aviation themes community service activities throughout the year on top of their training. So it's we also do like sporties gift cards for them to help them offset some of the supplies they need in training. So that's really where we are with that program.
I
Perfect.
love it. That's
I love it. Yeah,
amazing.
it
Thank
It's
you
a
is.
lot.
so
It was
much
a
for
mouthful.
all of that. It's like
No,
mind blowing. It's such a program, you guys. I mean, sometimes you look at us and you're like, I think me, all of us talk about this all the time, especially being a Black woman.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's like they see us and they're like, oh, you're running this program. Oh, this is your program,
Oh, I've definitely got
and then
that.
like sometimes the energy changes, sometimes it's more supportive, sometimes it's not, sometimes it don't change at all,
Yeah.
and we cool and we just keep
Yeah.
going. But she has a full force like program. Like, it is amazing. Like, the
Yeah.
presentation is on point.
Thank you.
Yes.
The action behind it is on point, and I'm just
Thank
like
you.
so honored to be a part, and I just like commend you and the whole
Thank
team.
you.
It's
Thank
great.
you.
I love
Listen.
the I love
And
the
like, you had the
support.
best merch that I've ever got from anybody, like the best merch
Thank you. Thank
ever.
you.
Let's
Listen,
give
I
a big
like
shout out to the
useful,
shirts
cool
you got
things.
on.
Hold up, the Bessie Coleman shirt. Like, woo.
Yes.
This is one of my favorite like lines, like your custard tea, but like the the Bessie 22, the Amelia 21 are historic odes to some of the firsts that both women had in their aviation careers. And so it's important to respect that. It's important to
Absolutely.
highlight it. It's important to see it. It's important to know it. And as we continually develop, I am going to make sure we highlight more and more and more women, more of their stories. Because as we know, they're kind of like our markers, Bessie and Amelia. So I thought it was a
Absolutely.
great place to start because it's a mark for a lot of people. Like, Amelia is known very widely. There's a museum, and Bessie Coleman is becoming even more of a figure that's being talked about,
Yes.
gratefully, because there are many Black women who are, pilots, like another organization that's very avid in creating Black female pilots. Excuse me, sorry.
It's okay.
It's Sisters
Um,
of the Skies.
yes.
And they are committed to creating Black female pilots and making a space for them and mentoring them throughout their training. And I think that they have something called Grow, which is Girls Rock Wings, and it is really awesome. They have, because a lot of them are already airline pilots, so they have the resources and the connections that we're growing, in the direction of. And it's really amazing to see that they have volunteers and they come out and they bring young, beautiful brown girls out for the day to see themselves in these places. So that's something that you can't pay for.
No.
it,
No.
it's it's so inspiring and
Yeah.
it's so
Priceless.
beautiful. Yeah, it's I haven't had the opportunity to go to and volunteer for one yet, but I definitely, as soon as I can, I would love to,
Right.
because it just, you can't pay for that.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, the look on their faces, it's
I
always
love it.
beautiful, right? Like,
Yeah, I love it. I told Megan when I first met her, I said, whatever you do, like, I don't need
yes, she
anything. Like,
did.
I will pay. I will come for, like, I will
She's like,
take
I'm
care of
coming.
everything. I will just show up. I don't care
She's
what
like, I'm
state it's
coming.
in. Like, I love kids. One of my background is, early education. And I worked in the school system in Virginia and in Florida. And I adore how we can make such a footprint on children and, young
Yes.
adults' lives. And I will do anything, you know what I'm saying, to be a part of those types of events going forward. That means the absolute world to me. So I'm gonna go ahead and plug, the other organizations, because there are other
Oh, absolutely.
organizations that
Karen is
we
Karen.
that we absolutely love, that
That's
we
right.
work, that we work hand in hand with, that we follow hand in hand, that's inspiring and doing amazing things out there. And I absolutely love to see it. Everybody is doing such an amazing job.
Yeah.
Um, who are your biggest supporters?
Oh man, I have to say my husband, or he'll, you know,
Yes.
not love my. You know what I'm saying? I love my husband. I appreciate him, and definitely, but Mom Dukes, my mom, I would say, and even though my grandmother's not here, my grandmother, but definitely is the way I kind of like have to like take a pause for the cause for my mother, because it's because of how her and my grandmother raised me that I have the audacity to try and to make waves the way I see fit. Even though she like beefs at me and yells at me and tells me no sometime, or I need to get this or do this, there's nothing that I wouldn't be able to accomplish if it wasn't for her accomplishment, like her encouragement, I should say.
Mhm.
So I would definitely say my mom. And then, of course, I have a great network of friends and that are more like family. And of course, my special, who I have to shout out, and who helped me when I crossed anyway, and to Sigma Gamma Rho Sorority Incorporated, of course. And so my sorors that I love very much. And then recently, my first real partner, which is my COO, Bree. But I would say right now, and of course you, Toya, those are like my biggest supporters. No, seriously, like you have no idea.
You made me cry right on Mommas With Commas, like real tears. Real tears.
He
Like
won't
real
start
tears.
fussing today. This is never like him, which is so funny. You've talked to me before. You have never heard him fuss like this.
He's all good. Don't you worry about him. If he's good, we good. So do what you got to do. I told you, whatever you have to do, you let us know.
Thank you. No, those are my biggest supporters. My family has been a really big support, though. I can't. I'm like, hey, I don't care if you give me $10 for Francis, but no, they come out. They've come to events. They've come to different just different things. They'll set up a table for me. They'll set up, all different types of things for me. They'll come and take Cat's Way in the middle of an interview.
They got you, girl.
Yes.
Lights on and whatnot. They got you.
Yes.
He's finally like feeling better, but I would say those are my biggest supporters, and then myself.
Ooh, yes, Snoop Dogg that thing, girl. I gotta give some shout out to myself out here in these streets.
Myself, I did that. You did that, girl. You did that.
Myself.
I love it.
No, seriously, because we have to encourage ourselves. We have to be
every hour of the day.
Yes, we have to give ourselves grace. We have to forgive ourselves. We have to not give up on ourselves. We have to do a lot of things for ourselves. And you see my aunt in the back, right? Who's helping me. Hey, Auntie, you on camera. She's like, oh my God. Yes. The door closed, please. Thank you.
This is real life, people.
This
real
is
life,
right? Black family when everything collides.
Yes, but this is.
But we make the best cornbread, though.
Oh my gosh!
But it's so perfect because it aligns with what she said. Who are your biggest supporters? Right there, right? Yeah. And it takes a village.
Yeah,
and I like that you're building that support for others who don't have that, who want to get into the aviation field, but don't know where to start or don't have anyone to talk to, and you can be mentors for others.
Oh, absolutely.
Show them the way, and that I like, because for us, especially for ethnic women, Black women, Hispanic women, we don't have if we don't have anything to look at. We don't have anything to say, hey, I want to do that, or we want to do it, but we don't have the the
Yeah.
tools to get us there. You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? And, you know, Women's Rock Wings is definitely something that will
Yeah.
help folks and individuals, especially young girls. I love that.
Listen,
I
you
love
better
that.
talk about it. That's one of my biggest things. Like, and I'm glad you also said like Latina, like, oh, Latinas in aviation is absolutely amazing.
Oh yeah, that's a
It's
whole
another, yeah,
team.
it's another great
Yeah.
organization. Latinas in Tech is another great organization. It's just realizing that, I think part of also realizing what's in your wheelhouse,
Right.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And what's not in your wheelhouse is just as important as, like
Right.
you said, providing these networks. Because the biggest thing, I think one of the reasons why our page grew so much was simply not only because we had a presence, but it was because I had no issue with saying, oh, they do that
Mm-hmm.
too, or they do this better than, like, we are growing to do that, but they do it right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because it's not about me. It's about you getting what you need to get to go where you need to go.
Right.
And I think if more of us had that attitude, we would grow to an exponential place, because it's like, it doesn't take from me to like have you shine or lift you. In fact, it actually lifts me to lift you.
Yeah.
And people really need to start catching that vibe. It's way more work to kind of undercut. You have to go out of your way to cut someone off.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? But to just say, like, what is it hurting me to say, well, hey, my mentorship program is not up, but you need this resource right now, right?
Right.
Sisters of the Sky has great mentorship program. Oh, wow, you feel more comfortable, and it's fine if we feel more comfortable in certain places. You feel more comfortable here, okay. Latinas in Tech has this, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like OBAP has that. Canex for maintenance has this. Women with Wings has a pageant, which is so cool. I would have never thought about doing an aviation pageant because that's not
cool.
what I do.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? But the founder, she is in pageantry and in aviation. So she created an aviation pageant because there was no aviation pageant, because she's in pageantry and in aviation.
Right. Right.
You know what I mean? So it behooves us to realize that our gifts are not in competition, but they are to bear more fruit amongst one another.
For sure.
And so that's how I view what we do.
Right. And that's awesome, because we're not in competition.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the thing. It's like, we would go so much further if we wouldn't try to compete with each other. We all bring different things to the table. We all have different gifts, and we collaborate and we grow from there and become one big organization. I mean, because one person can't do everything. So, you know, why not support each other? You know, I know one thing Toya and I've always said, you know, we we are each other's biggest cheerleaders. We try to cheer each other on, support other women as well, and bring that to light, because we need that. We need that encouragement. It's good to have your friends be like, girl, you are the ish. You know, you are the girl. You rock, you know? And especially from your peers, from your girls, your family members. It feels great to have that encouragement. And I try to do that as moms. We try to do that with our children too.
Appreciate the understanding.
You know, constantly put that into them, and because they go out there in the world and they hear craziness. But if they have that protection around them and they know, well, my mother and my father told me I am the best. So I know I'm the best. I don't need your encouragement or your pat on the back, because I already know I'm the best. You know, and I think that's important for sure.
I would like to say, I mean, I know y'all are hot, like, is this PG-13 at least?
Yes.
Okay. So something my mom told me when I was younger that always stuck with me. And I mean, obviously it's related to sex, but was, if I don't teach you, somebody else who don't have the same intentions as me will teach you.
Yep.
And I think that's so important when it comes to each other, when it comes to our children, is like that we pour in until they also learn how to self-encourage and fill their cup, and won't need it from places that they will never get it from.
Absolutely.
Or steer them in the wrong direction.
Or give them that fake love, fake energy. Yep. And that's how my company, like literally, like my my LLC was created, Journey Right. Journey Right. You know what I'm saying? Like it's all about positive living. And we created that. Gosh, it was like 2011 now. Like it was a while ago. But it was like we thought about as to come together as moms, as women, and support, our kids. Our kids were in high school, entering high school, and we were like, oh my God, they're going to be at college. Like, how are we going to be able to connect with them? Like, how are we going to be able to keep this togetherness vibe? We all started moving into different states, as our friend group. And we decided we would do it through travel, by way of travel, with like small powwows, whether it be like mini vacations or, getaways, to just try to keep the kids together. And growing up, I didn't fly a lot. I didn't take like family vacations and fly here and fly there. But that's one thing that, we would do. If we couldn't get in the car and we would go in the friend group, we would fly, our kid, the kids, and, we'd all go to be there and be together. So we just kind of made it a mission, you know what I'm saying, in order to make sure we stayed connected and kept the kids, kept that unit together and kept that positivity going.
Especially a network of moms. Remember? Yeah. Network of moms. Trying to put the networks of moms together. And because, like, I know, like, when Toya's daughter went to college, my daughter was right after her, and I was able to confide in her and be like, girl, this is crazy. Like, are they auditing you the same way they're auditing me?
Are you talking
all
about
these
that
different
stuff?
things?
Yes.
She's like, yeah,
girl, fast, girl.
Oh, doing me like that everywhere. So hang in there, So it's like, if I didn't have her to talk to, I wouldn't know. I would think they're trying to single me out,
Yeah.
Lily, you heard me ask, was that fast? I used to work at
You already know.
You already know.
Listen.
So, it's just.
Damn, I hate that word fast for man. I hate it. Like I cringe.
Exactly.
Ooh.
But it's great to have that support though.
Oh yeah, that's I should say thank you for saying that's not to double back, but that's definitely been another form of support to other moms.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. Keep them close, man. They gonna have some stories. And don't think they stories is too crazy, because the next week you gonna have one that's even crazier. You just don't know yet.
You can have your own crazies to add to the mix, so don't worry.
Yes.
Yeah.
Look, it's already crazy now. I'm like, my son don't never do this. I can hear crying. It like makes you cringe. I'm sure you've been through that phase already. And I'm just like, oh God, I feel like I'm bad.
It's okay. He knows mama
you're a great mom.
Is somewhere else, and he's like, I
know. It's easy. It's like the connection. And because obviously I breastfeed my son, and they talk about all the benefits, but one of the harder parts is the separation, right? So we're practicing little by little, because soon I'll actually have to go back on duty in person, and which I'm not excited about. I'm like, no, give me my baby. But so
Megan want her baby. She will take her baby with her if she could.
Everywhere. I don't care. I actually like him. Like we're really
it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. I always tell her, I said, I think a few years ago I might have been like, girl, yeah, the babies, like, you roll your eyes and you're just like, these kids, but now it's like that time goes by so quickly. Like I look at my son PJ and I'm like, you were the smallest one. You know what I'm saying? Like you were the baby. You were the one that I made sure, and now it's like you bigger than, like he's bigger than me. Like he just said, you want something to eat? Like I'm on the chat. He knows how this go. He like, you want some food? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he went to go get it.
Oh, there's fork in that chat. Can he give them the memo that is?
But your son gonna be doing the same thing.
I mean,
so enjoy these moments. There will still be beautiful moments to come, but enjoy these.
Yes,
I'm excited. Special. I just want to say thank you though for the opportunity, because it's really nice to engage with women who are about shining. So I really appreciate the opportunity to like talk and chat with all of you, and really
Thank you
just,
so
I don't
much for
know,
taking the
it's
time to
encouraging. You
join.
don't know, it's encouraging to be asked.
I already know. You know, I already know. Like, I need this to survive. I need this more than I
Listen,
need anything
it's
else. Like, this is
encouraging to
it.
be asked, and
Yes.
because all of us here are business owners too, so
Mhm.
it's, that work, that ethic that you have to have to keep going,
Yeah.
and you have to have something that other people just don't have.
Right.
Yes. I'm going to plug
Period.
two things. I want to
Yes.
plug Brooklyn. Let's plug Brooklyn.
Brooklyn, we go hard. Brooklyn in the house.
Let's plug Brooklyn. I don't know if you can tell my Megan's
All day,
accent, but
every
like,
day.
it's, yes,
The only
like
Brooklyn
you
that
told me,
matters.
same borough. So,
Oh
you
man,
know,
see,
that
I'm gonna
connection is
go
always
ahead and let
very
that
deep.
slide. Well, you know, I'm a BX girl, but
Oh,
it's
See
okay.
me?
All New
respect.
York, we in the building. All New York
First
in the
and
building.
foremost,
I get it.
I don't even like. I visit, like, I like pass through the Bronx to get to
I
other
know.
places because y'all off the chain. I can't front, like, you're on a whole nother level that surpasses levels. The Bronx belongs to the Bronx.
Bronx.
Period.
The
Like
Bronx,
that.
it belongs to
We in
the
the
Bronx.
class all by ourselves. I can't even
I'm like, for real. I'm like, whoa, the Bronx is serious. But I love how we are all women from the boroughs, from the city. And there's so many things that people have told us, I'm sure, or not have expected us to do. And like when I put my uniform on, they of course don't think I'm from where I'm from.
They don't
But
have
I'm
a
like,
clue.
don't get it twisted. I am from Pennsylvania, between Sutter and Blake. You heard? Like, I was like, don't.
Okay.
Yes.
You better know.
Yes.
Come on.
That's all I can do is smile and say yes. Like, you have no idea.
I'm still from there. Like, let's not be confused.
Exactly.
You know, but I'm
twisted.
grateful, and I know y'all are grateful. We didn't like have a whole bunch of the things that we have now, right?
Right.
But it makes you creative.
Right.
It makes you resourceful.
Mm-hmm.
It provides endurance, right?
Yep.
You have faith.
Yep.
Yep.
You got to make
Yep.
decisions.
You can navigate. You learn how to navigate.
Yes.
I think, you know, living in New York as a teenager taught me the craziest navigation skills. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people, women that I know, they're like, Toy, you're gonna go there, you're gonna drive, you're gonna go by yourself. And I'm like,
I know.
I got a plan, but yeah, that's actually what's gonna happen. Like, that's how I'm gonna get there. You know what I'm saying? So,
Exactly.
you know, shout out to New York for being like a crazy maze that you have to just like navigate in order to get from point A to point B. We love that.
Right.
And then the other thing, because
Listen,
I do hear baby crying, I know it's breaking
okay.
your heart. So I know you wanted to make mention. Do you want to talk about Career Day coming up, or?
Yay!
I'm trying to like wait for a pause for him to not be doing what he's doing. Hopefully the sound person can like minimize him in the background.
We putting it all out there. This is Mommas with Commas.
Listen,
this is how we get our money to take care of these babies.
Exactly.
I'm like, just minimize that. So we are having Women Rock Wings is having its first career event this August, August 4th through 5th. We have some great aviation companies coming out like Piedmont and Duncan Aviation, just to name a couple of them. And they will be in the building. It's 2 days in Dover, Delaware. The first day is 100% for our military and and their families on Dover Air Force Base, for transition and military members and their spouses, of course, and any DoD card holders. We are trying to help people get careers, and people don't realize that they're going to need like literally thousands of people who actually want careers in the aviation department, or just say, industry by 2032. So people need careers and they need people. So I would like to say, to put it out there, a lot of people think that it's just for pilots and mechanics, but there's so many different careers in aviation, right? There's so many different careers in aviation, customer service, ramp agents, flight attendants, air traffic controllers, you know what I mean, painters, welders. There's so many different skills that you can have, and it's a vast array of careers that will be at the table. They're going to be doing, some of the companies will be doing on spot interviews. So we are really, it's our first one, like I said. So
I love it. It's
we're
going to be
doing
so
that.
successful.
Oh,
And
thank
if I'm
you.
not there, something crazy has gone on, and Nick was going to try to make it too. We're going to try to like coordinate it.
Yes.
But
Please. And I'll send you the
this
link
is
so you can get people registered. Like tell people
Okay.
to register. That will
yes.
help us better match them
Okay.
with any employer, excuse me. So whether you're in a tri-state, and please know, because it's in Dover, Delaware, does not mean that's where all the jobs are. They are offering jobs all across the United States, Florida, Kentucky, Washington State, New York. So there are careers in different states, different cities. Don't think because it's in Dover that the careers won't be around the country. So please come out. We're super excited. The times are from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. on both days. It is 100% free to attend for attendees. So just please register at womenrockwings.org, and hopefully we can get you connected with some life-changing career.
I love it. That is a
Yeah.
That's awesome.
blessing. It is
Thank
so
you.
professional. It is
Uh,
just like so great. And I love that we're having the chat and putting the face, the voice with the post. Because sometimes
Yes.
when you post things, they kind of get, they're ghosted. You know what I'm saying? Like they feel like when we were talking about our ancestors, like they're, like it's almost like it's not a real thing. But these
oh
are
yeah.
real things. These are real opportunities that we're creating and that we're connecting and that we're networking for our community. So when we do post and try to have a matching like audio or something to go with it, we're really trying to encourage you guys in real life to attend these things
That's
so
right.
that you could level up, level over,
Hello.
whatever
Right.
it may be in your life, maybe share it with somebody else that
That's
needs
right.
a wonderful career. So
Yeah.
thank you so much. I'm
Oh,
looking
thank
forward
you.
to that.
I
We have
apologize.
so many I'm not rushing
I
you,
mean,
but
we
I just
we
know
could
how
like we
you
could have stayed on the track.
feel.
If
I
he
know
was
you're ready
knocked
to
out,
go get your baby.
I would totally like no. If he was knocked out, I would totally be on here. We'd be
I
having
know.
all types of. We have when he's a little older. We're gonna have
We'll do it again.
a
Don't you
part
worry, because
two,
Yes.
and
you got
we can
so much
refresh.
going on.
Oh yeah, no,
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
it's been amazing. But I appreciate y'all like taking the time to engage and to highlight, the organization, because it's really a tree bearing many fruit, and that's like what we care about most. And please definitely come out to the career-thon. Like it's my hope and definitely my prayer that people really do, like you said, level up, level over, whatever they need to do, because do something new, try it, like whether you are already in the industry, or you like, yo, my life looks like the way it looks, I'm not scared to try something different.
Yeah.
Let's go. We're
Right.
here.
Let's get it. I love it.
Yeah.
I love you.
Love you. Thank you both,
Have a
ladies.
good night.
I
Take care of
appreciate
your
Yes.
baby. And I'll see you
listen,
soon.
Thank you for
thank you.
coming. Thank you
Thank
for
you,
being
Nia.
here.
Thank you for your patience. Bye,
We love
ladies.
you. Have a good night.
Love you. Good night.
That was beautiful.
That was
That
awesome.
was,
I love her. I love
yes,
her. She has such a now circling back to energies. Now that energy right there,
unmatched.
that was awesome. I loved
Yes,
it.
yes,
I loved it.
yes. I'm glad it was Nico's first time meeting, and it's so crazy. Like some people you meet, you just kind of feel like you've known them
Yeah.
forever,
It was like a
and
real good, connect. But I will say this: people that are from New York, New Yorkers, we always,
yeah, we kind of
anytime
got
you
this
find some, it's
thing,
like
right? We kind of got this
you
thing.
got this thing, right? It just be like,
Yeah, you kind of got this thing.
no
So,
matter where you are, you could be in Mississippi. You know
mhm.
what I'm saying? But
Yes,
yes, but she's awesome. I love her energy. I love, everything that she's doing, also the fact that, you see how it is to multitask as a mom and have a career. And you don't have to give up anything. It's just a balance. And as your children get older, they tend to grow with you on that journey, and you can bring them with you. That's the whole thing I like about entrepreneurship, being able to have your kids on that journey along the way. So
Yes,
it's
that's
awesome.
true. My kids, everything that I've done along the way, from the sneaker conventions to the spa life to Journey Right events to, I mean, the school system, they have been right there. And any
Mhm.
little hobby that I've done, from the art to, and it's taught them so much. And it's been a really great journey. Like, I'm loving this. Like, I really am.
I do
It's
too.
it's not easy, right now I'm in a very strange place. But we, like Megan said, we are resourceful. We've
Hmm.
been through situations that have taught us these skills to where we can kind of gather our mind. We may have a bad day or week or month, but you can kind of get yourself together and realign and push
Yes.
forward. So
And it's okay to have a bad day. One
it
thing I like, Megan had mentioned, not being hard on ourselves, because I'm very hard on myself. And when I have a bad day, it kind of like plummets. And I'm kind of like, I have to realize, like, listen, get up. The next day is totally different. You can definitely keep going. Okay, it didn't work out today. Tomorrow's a totally different day. And you push forward and try again.
And that's
Um,
being patient with yourself. We don't always have to be on go. We don't always have to have the smile on our face. We don't always have to have success in every moment. You know what I'm saying?
um,
You can be in those low moments. Just be careful with how you kind of peel through them, when it comes to
yes,
addictive behaviors and that sort of thing.
for
Just be
sure.
careful how you kind of peel through them. But we are allowed those
Right.
moments in life, because life, can be very challenging.
And
Very.
be careful. Be careful what you say, what comes out of your
Oh,
mouth.
let's plug Wendy on that. Let's
Yes.
plug Wendy.
Wendy, our friend Wendy, who we love. Wendy,
Hey,
shout
girl.
out to you,
Hey.
girl. Hey, hey. One thing she will tell us, like if we're having a conversation and we're saying something negative, she'll be like, oh,
Don't say
now
that.
well, that's what we're not gonna do. We're gonna stop right there, and we're not gonna put that negativity out into the universe. We're going to speak positive in the universe. So whatever you want to make come true, you're going to speak that into the universe, and you're
Yeah,
going to
there you
say it
go.
out loud.
There you go.
And so we have to be careful when we say certain things like, girl, I'm broke. No, you're not broke.
Yeah.
You're just transitioning. You're
Yeah.
transitioning into something, or something's changing, or whatever. But
Don't claim that negativity. Don't even
don't.
speak it. I'm really big on saying I'm dead. Like, that's been my new thing for like the past couple of years. Like, if something is funny or if something is embarrassing, like the first thing to come out of my mouth is I'm dead. And I
Yeah,
forgot who said it to me, but they was like, "Don't say that." I still
yeah.
say it, but
Especially over your children. Please don't speak things over your children. Like, for example, this is one thing I hate. When your child is born, they're growing up and they're like, yep, they're like, oh, he acts like Uncle so and so. No, he does not. I don't like that. Don't speak that over my children or over children. They have their own path, their own lane. If you speak someone else's journey over them, you don't want them to follow the same path. Now, some people may because they're like, oh, he's a lawyer, he's a doctor, he's a this, but your child has their own path. So we as parents help them, guide them through their journey that is meant for them, because parents don't realize these children are not your children. They have their own lives. I mean, they're your children. You love them, you nurture them, but they have their own lives, and you have to kind of respect those boundaries. As a parent, it's hard, but don't speak negative over them. Don't say, oh, you're a bad kid, or because you don't want that. You want them to know that they're not bad, that they're learning, they're growing, and they don't know. We're teaching them. They have to know. They have to know how to deal with their emotions and how to deal with someone saying no to them and things of that nature. So I just had to, because that's something that drives me nuts. I'm like, no, she does not act like such and such, or
Well,
no,
thank
that's
you
not true.
for saying that. That is That is so true. That
Like,
is so true.
ooh, but yeah. So this was great. I'm glad we're back. I'm glad
It
you
felt
guys
so good to be
made
back
us.
on here. The conversation was great. We have some additional conversations lined up with some amazing people.
Yeah.
We want to ask you guys, our biggest thing is just spreading the word. It doesn't take not one quarter, not $1 to hit the share button. So if you could please share the chat on your page. You never know who you may inspire, who may need to hear a motivational word, or even, I mean, we have some real actionable items in this chat. I mean, someone could really just attend this career day in Delaware and be blessed with a career, in life, or their
Definitely.
child or whatever. So it's been real. We love y'all. Let me put up my "We love y'all" banner
I
because
know.
I mean, we love y'all banner. Yes, woo, woo. We love y'all. Thank you so much for your support. Everybody that has took the time to kind of like leave us a message has just, those are the women that have just been like super supportive no matter what. And I adore you
Yeah.
guys and I appreciate you guys.
Thank you guys. And
And
I'm thankful to all the people who have come to us.
yeah,
And like, we love your podcast. When are you guys coming back on? I just want to say thank you. We appreciate it because in the beginning it was tough. I'm not even gonna lie, I'm gonna be transparent. It was tough in the beginning. Um, you know, just getting things started and
it's
it
very
takes a lot.
technical, and it's
Very
like we were
technical.
learning so much, and we were trying to do a chat every week, and it like the follow-up and then the production and then the editing, and it was just me and Niqua doing the whole thing, like reaching out to these people. Some of these people, um you guys were like, how are you getting these people on? And people like to share their stories. People like
Mhm.
to be on, and sometimes if you just open your mouth and ask, it ain't nothing but a thing, and then follow up with being organized and kind of packaging things together so you can have a nice flowing conversation. So we're back at it. We're going to try it again. It won't be every week, but we are going to try to do something at least every month. And like I said, we have some really great conversations lined up for you guys. So stay tuned.
Thank you guys.
I'm going to put this last little plug up so that you can see. Thank you so much for joining us. Please go follow Women Rock Wings and Mommas with Commas. We love y'all.
Bye.